Hello everybody, I'm back. Welcome to Knotty Loops, I'm Angel. So you probably wonder why I have been MIA for going on a month now. February 26th, I had surgery done on my right hand and my right elbow for carpal tunnel and creeper tunnel. The main reason I had the surgery, requested surgery, was really for my elbow. And so when I met with my doctor 1 week before the initial surgery, and he agreed with me that the shot really wasn't working for the elbow at all. And he went ahead and got the surgery scheduled with me. He said he's going to do my carpal tunnel in the right hand as well, and he's going to be working on it. So this is just basically just a quick update on everything and what's going on and what the plan's going to be. So from here on I'm going to work on trying do my recording 2 times a week as much as possible. I'm still healing. My hand, not too bad actually. My elbow more than anything, but it's kind of both. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about that. So let's get started. Um, First off, we're already 2 weeks, 3 weeks into March. It's hard to believe. We're getting a little bit of a rage pattern where it'll get cold one day, but then it'll go up to like the typical spring, 40 to 50, and then back down. But I'm actually looking forward to the late spring weather like May. So, but it's coming, and we got an early spring, so I'm not gonna complain. So, it's just the beginning of this. So I had my carpal tunnel surgery. Yeah, let's go. It's healing, it's just dry skin. And then, of course, my elbow. So notice something that's going on there. I really had a little bit of it's been rough. Okay, please see this way. But when I went in, I was scheduled to be there by 8 o'clock, and I got there. They took me right into the room. I signed the paper, and they got me in the room. I changed into the operating gown, blue with the silver. It looks like aluminum foil, but it helps keep the heat on your body and that, which I'm not used to. I'm used to the regular surgery time, and the second one I've had. I had the two nurses come in. One did the vitals and everything. The other one was doing all the computer was asking questions and things like that. And she had the IV and no problem and stuff. The anesthesiologist came in like they normally do. He asked questions if there was anything he needed to know. I tend to take a little bit longer waking up from anesthesia. And it's not really surprised. I didn't realize it until my husband said something. And then when I mentioned to my mom, and she was right about that because I've had surgery since I was 9 months old, and I've actually just all them years of just surgery, and now I sleep. I could go right to sleep and never wake up for hours. So I told him about that, and I also told him the last surgery I had back in 2020 when I had my cochlear implant, I had really bad motion sickness, and it was an hour and a half drive. It was pretty rough for the first 45 minutes of that drive. I had to keep my eyes closed and that. So, but ever since then, they've given me a different type of anesthesia and the second cochlear implant surgery, and they gave me the motion sickness thing, which I didn't really need. But from here on out, I do request that now because of what happened. So he said, noted, I'll take care of that. I'll be back in a few minutes I'm ready for the medication to come in. And he was back maybe 15 minutes later after the doctor came in. I love our doctor. He is so nice. And I would not hesitate to go back to him. I really like him a lot. He's always happy. He has a great group of nurses that work with him, and they're always happy and stuff. So he came in and said, so what are you getting done today? I said, I'm getting my carpal tunnel and my right elbow operating on. He marched it up, and then I was in the operating room. So the anesthesiologist came in, and the ogre finally came in, the medication he needed. So I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and well, he said, we're going to give you no block, but it's going to be given at the armpit area. Yeah, just look, I mean, I could feel it And I looked at him like, I looked at my husband, and he like, I looked at him again, and he looked up and goes, I promise it won't hurt. I promise you that. He said, you're gonna get full. I can never say that. Michael Jackson does. Before he gives me the nose block. So I'm like, I promise, it won't hurt. And I said, I trust you. He did good. So he's over there getting all that done. He said, I gotta wait for my assistant to come in. So he just got everything ready. The assistant came in and they went ahead and administered the drug. And I felt one pin and I did not feel it. He gave me 4. The next morning, I had a bruise that was this big. It was so bad, it was painful. I still have the bruise. It's finally getting very small. And I did not like that. I don't remember them wheeling me to the OR room. I do remember scooching over to the surgery bed, but my arm was numb. Like, I couldn't move. I'm like falling over into the bed. And I lay down, I was done. I was home by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was night. I was in there, had my surgery. They gave me Jello and ginger ale and got dressed, and I was home. And I had a soft cat. I mean, I didn't know it was like this big. My arm felt like it was like 20,000 pounds. It felt so freaking heavy, and my fingers were like this. It was so swollen. And I'm looking at it, and I'm touching my finger. I couldn't feel nothing. Like, I didn't even know what I was touching. It did hurt a little bit, and my brain was telling my finger to move, but it never moved. I mean, it just stayed there, and you could feel it trying to move. It was so annoying. I did not like that. So they put the sling on to keep it from falling down. I mean, I was falling. So I get home. I was alright. I did take medication for what he gave me at night, because sometimes at night when you go to sleep it can be more painful than that. So I had to sleep on the couch because my surgery's on the right arm. I sleep on the left side of the bed. My husband's on the right side of me. And so I've been sleeping on the couch. I had the red pillow, and I keep my arm in a sling light. And of course, the dog stuck me all night. So the next morning, the swelling completely went down. I was able to feel my fingers and move them. It was so nice. And so I'm trying to take care. But I woke up the next morning and the swelling was completely down. I was able to move my fingers and that. But it was so swollen that I had so much room that I almost put my whole entire hand inside the cat. That's how much room I had after the swollen went down. I was up very early. We both of us were, and I just took it easy, and me as a crochet. I can't just sit there and not do nothing. So I was determined to do some kind of crocheting, but I can't move my wrist in that, so I don't really move my wrist that much when I crochet. So I was able to take the crochet hook, I kid you not, and shove it inside my soft hat. And I was just holding it like this and just crocheting. But I didn't do a whole lot, I took it easy. I did do some cotton stuff that I was finishing off, but I stopped after the first day and a half because the cotton's gonna have a thicker and more stiff, so that can make you kind of pull a little more, so I didn't want to work with that. And I thought I'd give it a try with like the softer yarn, like acrylic and stuff. And I've been wanting to make a blanket for a bed. I did start on one, but while I was on watching the YouTube a week before surgery, or maybe, no, it was just after surgery actually. There was a video recommended to me. It was the Retro 70 Granny Square Flower Power. And I love the 70s, and I've seen it now watching. I'm like, oh, I really, really like that. It's really, really cute. So I had the color box with it blanket that I was gonna work on. I already had maybe just most of it done. I was gonna do the gingham chocolate, griddle stitch gingham chocolate in different colors and that with white. So I really like that. And granny square kind of fun to work with. I'm not a big fan of putting them together, but I love making granny squares because they are kind of fun to be unique with it. And I've been working on that since the second day after my surgery. And so I finally had a whole bunch and I laid it on our bed. We have a queen size bed and we like them a little bit longer to figure out how many squares I need this way and long way. So I need 12 squares wide, 13 squares long. And I have 7 colors. And I did my math and I did 12 times 13. I need 156 granny squares. With the 7 colors that I finished, I had about 16 of each color. That put me at like, I think it was like 144, I can't remember, and I'm like, oh shoot. I need more of that, and I don't really want to buy more of certain colors if I don't have to, and that's just less than what I needed. I ended up buying another mango. I had bought tropical pink, lime, light green. I can't remember what other color I picked out. I think that was it. And I already have my fire red. I got a whole bunch of fire red and yellow. So I asked my husband, do you want me to go ahead and pick a turquoise? Do you want me to pick up another grape and turquoise? So that way it'd be even with all the color, or just do a little bit extra the other colors I already have. He said just do the extra and the other colors you have. So I'm not buying another turquoise or grape. And it's just gonna be extra like the mango, limelight, yellow, fire red, and tropical pink. So, which is fine. And that's what I've been working on. So, I'm finishing up the grape with this color. And then I'm doing yellow. And once I finish that yellow off, I'll know how many more squares I need to make the blanket. So, I do not have the square up here. It's what it looks like, but this is turquoise. This is all I needed just to finish it. Right here is one more row. So you can see one more row will give it a little bit more of a rounded. So it's like a single, 5 double in one dish, and then a single. And it really gives it a flower look. And the white was in between what I just grabbed. I've been working on that since I had my surgery. So yeah, my hand never hurt, my elbow never hurt from any of that, which is good. But he said I take it easy, but do a little bit of stretching and stuff like that. So that's what I do. Fast forward to Friday evening. Everything closed. Doctor closed. Definitely urgent care. The chaos is so big because I was so swollen at that time on surgery day. Just moving. It was nagging on my sutures. I know that couldn't really. It was causing a burning sensation and pain. It was very uncomfortable. So until Monday morning, I had debated to go to urgent care, but I decided not to because I said, let me try something. So I was able to carefully shift the soft cap and push it forward, like put my arm forward enough and able to keep it in place all the way up until Monday. We called them back Monday and they said, come on up here before 3:30 and they'll take care of it. And they took the old cast off and they checked everything to make sure I had no juice coming off, nothing, everything looked good. And after he did a new soft cap with the ace bandage, it felt so much lighter and so much better. But yeah, there's the but. That's when things kind of got bad to me. By Tuesday morning, no, Tuesday evening, I started to get issues right here. in here. I just went like that just to keep, it could help, because I don't want to aggravate anything, but it just kept getting worse as time went on. I couldn't take it. I went in the bathroom and I was able to lift the ace bandage and the cotton like wrap they use for their cats and stuff. And I started to have a couple little rash bumps, and this was red. It was so like I could feel it itching inside my skin. So I took a Q-tip and ran in a cool water and kind of rubbed it on, and it really helped. And it calmed it down, but it didn't last long. It only lasted maybe like 2 hours. I went back in, pulled it back out, make sure it's not wet, and it wasn't, because I left it open and let it dry. I ended up getting lotion that you for stuff like that. I was looking on the tank and there was a tear view or whatever that word is. It's used for like eczema, rashes, and stuff like that. And I was reading that and I'm like, that would work. I did put some of that on and I left it open to let it air dry. That actually helped. When I left it open, I left it open for like 2 to 3 hours and then I put it back down. After I put it back down, my husband went to bed. It was already 11:30 or something. It started right back up again. I couldn't go to sleep. I was going crazy. I mean, I'm like trying to sleep and I'm flashing, trying not to. And it was about 3:30 when I finally went to bed and ended up going to the bathroom and cleaning it real good. And I ended up taking a pain medication because it was aggravated with my elbow. Wednesday morning, I got up, did my thing and everything, and it started right back up again later on in the morning. And I told myself, I need you to go look at this. I don't care. I'll be careful. I had my arm on the kitchen counter like that, and I had the hard thing that holds it in place. And I slowly unwrapped the ace bandage and laid it on there. And I lifted the thing up, and my husband took a look at it, and he goes, that don't look good. And we did call OIO back, but they're still busy and that. Sometimes you kind of have to wait or try to call back. And I'm looking at them and I said, I can't close this back up. It's just driving me crazy. So I contacted my friend and she's a retired surgeon tech and she's familiar with all of it. And I showed her the picture. I told her what was going on. I told her I'm ready for them to call me back. She said, we have seen this happen. It's pretty common in some people with surgery. It looks like you might be having a reaction, or it could be from being hot in the cast, and I need to carefully take it off, but keep your arm in a sling and put like an anti-itch cream away from juices and let it out. Don't, put anything on top of it or whatever until you hear back. So I did that. And leaving it out of the cast, and that really helped a lot. And it was, I think we tried calling back again, but they didn't really return a call. But it was early Thursday morning when they finally called and they said, don't worry about coming now. Keep the cast off to keep it bent. And they ordered steroids. Again, this was the 7th time being put on, I think, May of last year for my neck and all that. And the medication to help with like the allergy, histamine type medication, and take that until it's gone. I'm like, great, more meds. It did help. And you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see some of it was so bad, it's healing up, it's dry. But Wednesday night, that's why I forgot to mention, I'm just sitting there, just watching the TV show with my husband, and I have my Valari pillow. So I kept my arm on it to keep the bed looking perfect, and to keep the dogs from coming on it. So I'm just sitting there, and I felt something, and it was painful, but it wasn't on the suture. I ended up going to the bathroom, and you can see the round circle. I ended up with a blister, but it was still swollen at the time. It was all the way up here. The blister was so bad that was causing a lot of pain now. So I had to get a paper towel so I could get that cleaned out and everything. And so that was there you are. It was very painful going through that. So now I'm just dealing with dry skin. So I put cream on it and the doctor put in the note for me that he thinks that I might have had like a reaction to the stuff they put on when they do the surgery, and there are different ones. So he said from now on there'll be a different one. It'll be in my record. But this happened after I had the new soft cat too. So, but he said I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I can understand that. It was I had my tooth taken out that last Thursday, I think. I can't remember, but it was 3 weeks after my surgery. I had the tooth taken out here and here. But he was very pleased the way it was healing. He lifted my waist twisting from like 1 pound to up to 10 pounds, but no more until I meet with him in April 10th. So they took the tooth off. Or did they had that? Especially when they did the last part right here. Oh, that made me go crazy. I feel so much better having this taken off, but after they took it off, oh, it was painful. About 15 minutes after we started walking out the office. Yeah, because you could see it right here how it bumped out. That's how it was here, but then when it released and the skin was just out, it was like, oh, that's so painful. It was terrible. But I'm okay. So, I have not really done a whole lot for Knotty Loops store. So everything's still the same. But there will be some new thing going in there. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Because, like I said, I gotta let them heal. And this one, it requires a little bit of extra work. I did pick up a couple yarn. So I picked up cotton. That's why it's so pretty. It's got like a 70 dress so I'm gonna make a bandana out of it. I want to make one for myself now that my hair is getting long. I could wear it. Ooh, I'm so excited. There's a bunch more stuff over here. Well, I did pick up for this one, and I did pick up a couple other ones back here, but I'll get to that when I'm done. And you probably are seeing some very pretty colors here. That's called Crocheter. Yeah, it is very fine Crocheter, but used for like doilies, which I'm not going to make. I'm not going to make doilies. I am going to make earrings. Yeah, you heard me right. I am going to make earrings. So this one's men. This is called men. I took the wrap out of it. Glacier ice. That's what this one called. And I got this one. Like I like that. So pretty. And then there's yellow. Yeah, yellow. Dawn Rose, D-A-W Rose. This one's really nice. This one's called Blossom. But like the colors that I have here, the purple. I've got the like yellow, pink, different shades of pink. I got this one, raspberry, the deep purple. Cloud, like a real pretty gray. Poppy red. Papaya. I really like the color. They have these two together on the shelf along with this. This one's salmon. But there was another shade of it, like one type, and they had it all next to each other. It was like really pretty. I did not get the other one yet. But these are only $1.99 at Hobby Lobby, and if you get it during their 30% off sale, I mean, it's worth the price. green. I call it lime green. And of course, white. I did not get black or anything yet. So, I did practice on one, but I have to do a single thread. I doubled it to see what it would look like, maybe double, but it's a little bit too big to do it as an errand. But I will show you what it looks like. My table's a mess from when I had done that. So, kind of, it's a little bit too big for it now. Maybe it's a single, but it's going to be a lot more. I'm talking, it's going to be small, like inside this circle. It's going to be a lot smaller, so it's going to be a single thread. So I'm going to show you the whole. I picked this one up at Hobby, 1.5. I like having a thicker handle, even on the regular size hooks too, because it's easier for me to work with. It's kind of hard to see, but because of that hook is, it's so tiny. So yeah, it's gonna take some work. But if I could do it like this with the double, I know I could probably do it with this one. So once I can get the hang of it, you guys will see it. So I do not know what the price will be, but it'll be pretty fair. So I did pick up some of the jewelry stuff, like the earrings, so that way I seen someone make and they did 3 little design on it. I could do flower, I could do single, I could do dream catcher or whatever, maybe put some feathers on it. So that's what I got. And then I picked up these cards that I could put earrings on to hang, along with the bag that I could put them in to protect them for you guys. I'm actually excited. I'm looking forward to trying that because I'm trying to broaden my store out a little bit more because I don't know if I mentioned anything in the first video, but in the future we have some plans and what we want to do with our future, and we're not planning on living here much longer. I mean, we're going to be here a while, but we've always wanted to move out of Ohio, and we're planning on our plan in the future now. We want to kind of do some traveling, do some van life. So I'm not going to be able to have this behind me all the time or things like that, but I have Hobby Lobby. There's going to be Hobby Lobby. There'll be yarn stores that I can stop to and stuff like that along the way. And so I thought maybe I could try something a little bit different in between that. And I thought about making some errands. I think that would be kind of neat. And of course, scrunchies will always be there. And I will make things with cotton and stuff like that too. You know, it'll be in the store. But that's not for a little while. That's why I'm trying to try different things. But also, like I said, I want to find a niche of my own. So something that people might like coming from me for Knotty Loops. So keep checking back. I will work on that and practice with that. Once I get my first small mini yarn crochet, it's called micro crochet actually. You use much smaller hooks with thinner thread. I don't have to use just these ones. I guess some people use the DMD thread, which they use for cloth, for cloth stitching that. So I'm gonna try different things tonight, I'm willing to try certain things, so. But I apologize for the video being a little bit long. Like I said, it was just an update. And I was just letting you know how I'm doing and what I had been doing and what my goal and plan would be as well, along with what I've been doing. Hacks and scrunchies and dishcloths and things like that. I did not put I did put the dishcloth up on the website already. I made hot pads. Hang tight. It's then yarn on each side. It's doubled actually. So if you get it over dirty one time, you can flip it over and it's set. So it's perfect for like you want to put a hot pot on it, cake pan, or something like that. So that's what it calls. It's called a hot pad. So that's one. Here's the second one. I used it. I really liked it. But I used the blue to match the other side. So you can choose which side you want on this one. I did the same thing with the purple. I really like this one too. With this hot ocean. So even though it's not exactly the same, this one is, but I have another one with purple, it's a little different. So like I said, maybe double. It's going to be two for whatever price they're putting. Probably like what I did for the discount. So I have two that's the discount already up onto the website. I did not put the cozy balls up yet. I gotta make another one. But I might do a couple different ways with it too. So like I might do one cozy ball with a hot pad or two coasters, something, or whatever. I did do two coasters. I ran out of the yellow, so sad. So I kind of did the blue on the outside. I did a solid blue here. So I'm going to do two more, two or three. Actually, I might do instead of 6 in this side, a little bit smaller than the star one. And the heart is it's almost it's a little bit smaller, not by much. So I'm probably going to do instead of 6 in there. Um, so I'm not sure what other colors I have to go with that. So these cotton on, I will have to order them online because Joanne is going out of business completely, which you guys have been saying. I'm sad about it. But I mean, I have other stores that I could go to, which is not a problem. But I do like Joanne because they have such a variety of everything. And I love the Juicy Couture velvet yarn. But I had mentioned in my last video that Premier had the Chanel yarn as well as velvet too. But I tried the Chanel that was in a little sample and it sort of was for the scrunchie. So that gives me another option that I could order online for scrunchies as well. So okay. So I like this kind of cotton, the thicker one, and the velvet yarn I have to order online. I bet Walmart is still some of the velvet yarn, but they don't. But I can use this one for coasters. It's not as stiff as this one, but they do get soft ones. Some of them are already soft, like this one. It's in between this one here from Hobby Lobby called Crafter's Secret to I love the cotton. Now, I love the cotton. It's the softest cotton, which is good for like bandanas and things that you want to make it easier to work with. That, would work, but I can use those for coasters too. So, that would be nice. They just don't have a lot of variety colors like the Lily Sugar cream. Walmart sells the peaches and cream, which is the same kind of yarn, just that they don't have a lot of colors either. But I could order these online and they have them on sale, stuff like that. I will get this up once I decide on how I'm gonna do this. And it's gonna be a little bit of time. I don't want to overdo myself with something that's a little bit harder to pull. But like I said, I'm still healing up from surgery. But I am doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm hanging there. The weather is kind of making me very relaxed when it gets warm like that because your body has been dealing with the winter and then you just so relaxed that all you want to do is just kind of veg out. So that's where I'm kind of at. And of course, not doing the recording and stuff like that in the last 4 weeks. This is the first time I've done my recording since before surgery. So I gotta push myself to do it, and I will. I promise. So, but if you have any ideas, suggestions for me when I do my recording, I would be happy to take some, honestly. I want to make it really good for everybody as well as myself. So, I really appreciate that. So thank you for being patient with me and giving me the time to do this video. So like I said, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging there. This is the one that's really sore, but other than that, I'm doing okay. So thank you. Give me the thumbs up. Click on the bell if you want to get more notifications for the videos and updates. And subscribe to my channel. And I hope I see you guys then. See ya.